It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on, wow, a really important concept when it comes to understanding or trying to identify if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, a psychopath, a emotionally manipulative person who has a pathological sense of self-importance and coupled with a lack of empathy, which means they really don't value what you're thinking, feeling, experiencing, doing, wishing, wanting for now and in the future. And they really, furthermore, don't really care what ills you've suffered, but they're really more focused on a very selfish, self-centered experience out of the relationship. So it's really a short-sightedness on the part of them, but oftentimes what people who are involved with them begin to get nervous and furthermore feel that there is something wrong about them because they're with this selfish person. So they start putting or experiencing a self of projected inadequacy or self-inadequacy or shame or a negative feeling that they're not good enough, and will begin to basically cater to the narcissist to satisfy their selfish needs. And so the experience is because set up in the victim or the supply of the or what can even be, become full-blown codependence, is because this person is not able to see what they are doing. Is sort of trying to keep the relationship intact, keep it in place by over-obligating themselves, trying to engage them more possessively, trying to give them the compliments, more affection, more gifts, to keep the relationship intact. And this oftentimes is in place because of a projected inadequacy that this person will feel. So if you can understand this dynamic, why it is put in place, it is very important because you can see not only how the narcissist manipulates, but how you have had to adjust and adapted to fit in to this individual. And satisfying of their needs and sort of displacing yours. So your identity becomes as a reaction to living them rather than having your own. It's very clear cut once you begin to understand it, that the selfishness of this person will prevail. That will predominate, but it will create oftentimes a neuroticness or a neuroses or a nervousness of the people who are involved with them to feel that they're not adequate. They are not good enough. They can't think for themselves. They can't get themselves a job. They can't make an income. They can't have the relationships. They can't live free because of this connection, because of this attachment. It's a whole game that is played. And so really you have to realize that the nervousness or feeling of inadequacy oftentimes is a reaction formation, a reaction to this narcissist, this psychopath who is keeping you like a moving target, trying to really please them or continue to prop up their selfishness, their needs, their narcissistic needs, their psychopathic needs. And realize that it's that time that you spend feeling nervous, inadequate, shame-based, really has to be up to you. Once you figure it out, once you can figure it out, that nervousness, that feeling of inadequacy, of not being attractive, of not being good enough, of being shame-based, the social anxiety then that comes with that is the weakness that is set up in you, the insecurity that the narcissist basically is trying to implant or imprint in you. Why? Because it keeps them over you. It keeps them above you. It keeps them feeling more secure if they can see you insecure. It's kind of like the misery loves company. It's their misery loves to see you miserable. So even though it's a real insecurity deep-rooted within them, they project it. They displace it onto you. It's oftentimes, and it's very interesting, I feel, the direct correlation of projection or displacement that is put onto those individuals who are quote-unquote target, supply, or victims, who they have, scapegoated or focused on to put the burden, of their insecurity on. So it's, very often, they'll say, I'm disappointed with you, or They'll target you for your relationships. They'll see you, kind of trying to go out and have healthy relationships, and they'll continue to keep you under their control, either through housework or, anger, angry outbursts that, become all about them. The belittling. They'll, find opportunity to belittle you, the way that you dress, the way that you eat, the way you walk, the things that you want out of life. They'll begin to belittle and shame you, so your whole inner drive is truncated, it's shut down, it's made to feel not right. So you become basically, a lot of people just shut down and then they isolate. They say, I can't do this, so they're just waiting basically then for the commands of this narcissist or psychopath to let them know how to be. Dress this way, be this way, live this way. All that becomes, then second nature is living to please this person versus from the inside out. So realize that the really important tool then for you is to discover really what makes you tick. What is your passion? What gets you excited? What gets you, verging on the point of being out of control, that you're like so happy. The flip side of that lethargy or that unhappiness. What is your passion? As you can probably, acknowledge, my passion is helping to show people the light. My passion is writing. My passion is painting. My passion is new product development. My passion is, providing people these tools. That is my passion. And it's, it just is. That's what my passion is. And, any person who doesn't want you to succeed through your passion is because they're keeping that trauma bond connected. They are keeping that attachment. They are keeping the fear in place. They're keeping the unconditional love in place. They're keeping the guilt in place. You need to clear and cleanse that out. Clear it means get it out of your emotional repertoire. It is nothing but holding you back. Guilt, is not what is driving you. If you are, constantly consumed by guilt, you're going to be, you're going to become a stalemate. You're going to become stifled. You're going to become basically stagnant. You're not going to be able to get up and move and live your life. And then, the DNA is going to be expressed likewise in your body. Disease is going to set in. Degeneration is going to be set in. Laziness, your thoughts aren't going to become clear and sharp. All that is going to ripple out in effect. You don't have to be the target, the supply, the projected insecurity of the narcissist. You don't have to live according to their needs. You have to live according to your needs, your strengths. Period. End of story. It has to be within you. And even though this might be foreign, because a lot of people oftentimes feel that, I have to people please or I have to serve, you'll have to realize that you can still serve from your happy place. You can still contribute to life. In fact, oftentimes your best contribution to life or, to your relationships will be from that happy place where you're, you're not operating out of the projected guilt, the projected insecurity of that individual. And even though in your mind you had thought that that was what you had to do because this person, quote unquote, had you to feel this way or imprinted the fact that you needed to live this way, that is erroneous. That was wrong message. That was meant to serve them, not to serve you. So you need to sort it out. Get the erroneous messages out that you're this, that, you're not good enough, this, that, all the way that they had you imprinted to make you feel. Get that out. Get back to the drawing board. Get back to the pen. Get back to your recovery journal. Get back to your statements, your affirmations, which I'm now calling astralmations. I'm going to be trademarking that. I have a whole system to really get you into that. So make sure you get your emotional dayminder where you're scheduling in those emotions. Your recovery journal, which I'm in my book, I'm detailing all the specifics out of that, of how to organize it and really sort of open up that inner voice which has been shut down, like the real you, the talented you that you didn't know you had these interests in because they were so covered up, they were so muffled, they were so kind of swamped over because of these negative messages that you had received, all the wrong messages that you had received. How to clear those out, how to basically, get rid of, break through, how to really find out the real you and to get you on that path, doing that path, living that path, and really on that complete place where you really know that you deserve, but you can't really articulate it. You can't visualize it. You can't see it. You can't sense it. You can't act on it yet because it is so deeply put into your unconscious. Basically, it's, that is the work that we're doing. It's very exciting and it's very miraculous once you begin to really put foot on the path and see and feel the results. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.